Gabba Gabba, hey drunken cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode, Season 2, Episode 6 of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. I'm drunk right off the bat. This is going to be fun. We got Matt Vita on the couch. Let's get it.
Show me your tits. This is a weird show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, drunken cock fans. I am, of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. We're back on the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, presented to you by the Woolen Comic Club. We're on episode 6. We got Matt Vita on the couch. Of course, GW Foley is with me. We're waiting to see if Collen arrives. And we got some shit to talk about tonight. Oh, man, there's some good stuff here. We're going to talk about a fake news article that was actually fake news, and we can say it was fake news because Stephen Snopes said it was fake news. We're going to talk about AOC and her poor abuela, even though I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. We're going to talk about Twitter and they're admitting that they've been violating civil rights for a while. And lastly, we're going to talk about some poor marketing that Skittles has done. But without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage, my good friend, compadre, a man of many, many talents, a guy who's a little tired because he's been filming all day. Welcoming to our spotlight stage, Mr. GW Foley.
Yeah! What's up, motherfuckers? Wednesday night! Let's see if I can keep this energy up. I doubt it. I'm fucking exhausted, man. I had a long day of schoolwork today, and one of my classes is filmmaking, and instead of hiring an actor to portray a character that I created, I was like, fuck it, I can do it myself. Do you know how hard it is to film yourself doing acting? I don't know how Spike Lee did it and Do the Right Thing. I was constantly running back and forth, changing my clothes. My character wore sweatpants, and it was 90 fucking degrees today, so my balls smell like I showered and I can still smell my balls. It's like I wrapped 2 fucking ping pong balls in silly putty. Like if my thighs were the Sunday comics, I'd have Beetle Bailey on my nuts. Oh, it's incredible. I had an issue Monday night. I had a Zoom class, and my professor didn't show up. Like, how much, like, do you have to prove that you do not give a fuck about your job if you don't even show up to your own class? Like, I get it. Like, students nowadays are really disrespectful, and they don't give a fuck about your class. But I, as a 40-year-old dude who is taking community college classes, feels that if you have a sign-up, you should go to it. I don't know, call me old-fashioned, or maybe I don't like wasting money, and that's money on the table. And this guy just did not show up. Like, I waited around for a half hour, and I tried to remember the rule. Like, that isn't a rule where they're like, well, if your professor's only 15 minutes late, that means class is canceled. So I waited for a half hour, and then I was like, fuck this noise. But I did get to talk about my podcast with another student. And so now next week when we have class, I get to wonder if what she actually thinks about me after reading or seeing my vlog. It's always like I always get nervous when I hear people listening to the podcast, just because I forget what I say. Like I know some of the beats, but like for the most part, it's a blur. Like I don't even pay attention while I'm editing it. I just make sure that like the continuity is right, and then put it up. Like I don't go through and be like, hey, maybe that thing that I said about the Aryan Nation is probably something that I shouldn't put into a podcast. I say fucking roll the dice. Let's talk about the Aryan Brotherhood. Bunch of white hicks. Bunch of cousin fuckers. Yeah. I love swearing. By the way, guys, I gotta be really honest. I love swearing on this show because when Facebook plays it back, it auto captions everything that you say. So as of right now that I'm speaking, and I think they do it live also, but I'm not quite sure. I've never seen the show live. I'm always a part of it. And when I wasn't a part of it, I was like, fuck that, I'm not watching. I'm not a part of it. I don't want to watch because I'm one of those friends. Like, if I'm not a part of something, I don't give a fuck about it. But yeah, so it captions everything you say. So that whole rant that I just did, some computer algorithm is trying to figure out what the fuck I'm saying. But the best part is when you swear, you get the little ellipses because it won't do swears. So I can say, bitch ass motherfucking shit cock ball. And all you'll see is like 3 little dots. So like I feel bad for the deaf community that's watching is going like, what's he saying? I see his lips moving, but all I see is 3 dots. What I said was bitch ass cocksucker motherfucker dick. That's what I said. And at moments like this, I wonder if my mom's watching or will watch later. Like, I wonder how disappointed she is that her son has grown up to be a middle-aged college student and B, an internet comedian. Like, I'm sure when I was growing up, she wasn't like, I really wish he was on a low-rated comedy podcast that is only aired on Wednesday nights. That's like a realistic goal for him. Like, I'm sure she was probably like, I want a doctor or a lawyer. Like, fuck, my brother is a doctor. He's a doctor or something. He's not a medical doctor. Like, I can't get scripts from him. But he still is a doctor and has like a house and children and a wife. And I have one of those things. I'm not going to say which one, but hopefully it's not the children part. Which, by the way, that scares the shit out of me. I think I brought this up in the show before, but I'll do it again. When I was younger, my friends played a trick on me saying that my ex-girlfriend is pregnant, or was pregnant at the time. Which, by the way, dudes, true story, dudes, do not ever do that to somebody. That is the worst trick you could possibly do. It has fucked with me for 20 some odd years. Like, I was laying in bed going, if they were right, I wouldn't owe child support anymore. I wonder what that kid is told about me. Wonder if mommy goes, yeah, I dated a bassist in a punk band, and you were the mistake child of that. Or maybe she lied and be like, oh, he was a secret agent in the army and he got killed overseas and your daddy was a war hero. The only time in my life where I'll ever be a war hero is in some fantasy world where an ex-girlfriend is talking to her child about me. Because it wouldn't be my kid. Like like if I found out that it actually was a kid, I wouldn't be emotionally invested now. Like that time for bonding is over. Like now I'd be like, dude, you want money from me? I'm a fucking college student, man. I am broke as a joke. Like I have made terrible life choices to lead me to this situation. And you're just proof in fact that I've made terrible life choices. I've made so many bad life choices. Your mother thought it would be a better idea that I not be in the picture to raise a better child. Everyone's like, oh, you need a 2-parent home to really have a kid grow up and be something of themselves, or have both parents in their lives. And this bitch was like, no, he slept on the floor. He didn't even have a bed. When we had sex, it was on an air mattress, and it popped because he's fat, and he didn't shower regularly. And he smelled like Axe body spray. Like that's the type of kid I was, except for the Axe. It wasn't out yet. So I just smelled like sweat and fucking marijuana smoke, which isn't that bad. I know enough hippies where like I could pass. Anyways, that's my time. Let's turn it over to Hickory and see some magic.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. Nick commented in. He actually sent me a private message and said, "Hey guys, I'm in Facebook jail. I'm here. I'm watching." So Nick, if you want to go over to YouTube, you could comment from there. Just to put that out there. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a little piece of mentalism. And I finally had the privilege of meeting Matt Vita in the flesh. I felt like we have a real tight bond. I felt like that beforehand, but I felt I would do something to celebrate our newfound bromance. And so what I did was, before the show started, I took this little piece of yellow paper and I wrote down a prediction. And what we're going to do is leave that right there in plain view the whole time. And we're going to start, of course, as any good magician would, by we're going to have Matt select a card here. And I'm just going to riffle down through, Matt, and you're going to say stop whenever you'd like, my friend.
Stop.
Okay, right there. Are you good? You want to go one more? Want to go one less?
One more. Why not?
Okay, right there. Okay, so if we were to... God, it's so hot. I'm sweaty. I can't...
Yeah, you are.
Handle a friggin' deck of cards. But, Matt, 2 of spades. That was your card.
Cool.
So we're going to set that there. And then I'm just going to take a couple more from where you cut to. And we're only going to use those cards for this part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and I'm going to give them like a little shuffle. And that way we don't have any way to know what order the cards are in, right? So next I'm going to take this book, The True Story Behind the Film of American Hustle. Now, I'm not endorsing this book by using it, just stating that I'm pretty sure it was like at the dollar store or something, so I figured it would be good to use for this type of scenario. And yeah, it's just a normal book. What I'm going to do is I'm going to riffle down through there. Matt, you're going to say stop a few times, and we're just going to put cards at random spots within the book. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start and...
Stop.
Okay. We got one right there.
Stop.
Okay, we got one right there.
Stop.
We got one right there.
Stop.
One right there.
And stop.
Okay, we got one right there. And one more time.
Stop.
Okay, right there. 6 cards randomly dispersed amongst the pack. Now, one of these cards was yours. It was the 2 of spades. There's also 5 other cards throughout the book. So we're going to go through one by one. I'm going to ask you if the card is yours, obviously, and we're going to find what page you selected. So we'll start here. This page 24, 25.
Nope.
4. Okay. Next, we got page 60, 61.
Close but no cigar.
Okay, 2 of clubs. We got page 112, 113.
Nope.
4. We We got page 176, 177.
Nope.
Okay. We got page 271, 270.
Nope.
Okay. And finally, page 242, 243.
That's it.
Okay, so this is your page. So if we go to the top left, I'm going to ask you to look. See that the first word on this page is?
Whipped.
Okay. I'll try to kind of leave it. No, it's not going to work. But whipped was the right there. We got 242, 243. So now I have made a prediction, and before we started, and I'm hoping this was going to work.
God damn.
So you know that this wasn't that was fate. It was not just a slight trick or anything like that. Even in the cards you chose. Oh, wrong way. Crap. If I could spread them out right, my goodness, I'm sorry. We got they're going the wrong way now. We got 242. Oh, no, they're going the wrong way. 242. Oh. And 243. Even though if I can't get this, I'm sorry. 242. 243.
Holy shit.
Which?
Oh, shit.
242, 243. Whipped. Boom.
Damn.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was fun. I wanted to try out a little piece of mentalism, see how strong the connection between Matt and I was, proving yet again that we're caught in a bad bromance. And G-Dubs and I are caught in a fat romance. Yeah, baby. But thank you guys. So without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage, a man of more talents than I'd like to say, because it makes me feel bad about how untalented I am when I see him. He is the king of the Zoom Boom. He is the bard of StreamYard and the he queen of Restream. Please welcome to our spotlight stage, Mr. Matt Vita.
Yeah, oh man, what an introduction, man. I feel like that's like on Father's Day when you get like a world's best dad hat, but then it's just your dad that has the hat. You know? And dude, don't sell yourself short. Everyone has been raving about your food. Kyle cooked for us when we were up in Vermont in production, and dude, it's what, a week and a half later, and people are still raving about your food. So thank you. You're a man of many talents too. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. But let's get crazy. All right, let's get crazy.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. How you doing? Oh shit. All right, guys, right into the jokes tonight. You guys probably heard me say this one before, but did you guys hear about the gay letter?
No.
It came in the mail. All right, Pride Month, baby. Here we go. Pride Month jokes. What's happening? You can tell just by looking at me. But when I was growing up, I was really into hip hop scene and like battle rap and all that stuff. Okay. And this is just a history lesson. When I was growing up in the hip hop scene and like the battle scene, oftentimes when MCs was battling, one MC would attack another MC by attacking his sexuality and his ability to have with women, and occasionally would even say one MC to another MC as an insult that they were gay. Okay. And I do not condone that. And I'm here to say we've come a long way. Okay. Because I was in the park the other day and I saw what appeared to be the telltale signs of a rap battle. And I walked my old man ass up to take a little peek and a listen into what was happening. And I overheard some of the raps. And this is an actual recording of the rap. I will take a sip of beer before I replay it for you. This is what one MC attacked another MC in the park just 1 week ago. He said, dude, you so straight that you're probably not even bi, pretending that you're gay, but you're copping chicks on the side. If your head was a volleyball, the whole world would spike it. You look like the kind of dude that would fuck a chick and like it. I was like, damn, homie got slammed. but I also like to have sex with women. I better get out of here before these kids make fun of me, you know? No, it's funny, man. Growing up, I was really into hip hop and like battle rap, but I was also like really into punk rock. And I dressed more like the punk rocker. Like I wore the same clothes for like 4 years straight, like covered in patches and shit like that. And when I was young, like kids were dumb and mean. So occasionally people would call me gay because I dressed like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is really dumb because all my gay friends in high school were the best dressed in the entire high school. All right. I had clothes on for 4 fucking years. All right. It's like the only people that cared about being well dressed in my high school were the gays and the Guidos. All right. Fucking forget about it. No, seriously, forget about it. Some of those Guidos had some really fragile egos. I'm telling you, baby. Oh man, I don't know. I think it's cool. Like we've come a long way because this is a true statement, not even like a joke. But I think every single person on this earth should be able to feel comfortable in their own skin, whether you're a punk rocker, whatever your sexual orientation, race, whatever is. Okay, that's no fucking bullshit. Everyone should have that basic human right, in my opinion. Okay, if you don't believe that, well, fuck you. Okay, and. However, here's the however. However, I think it's also bullshit that big corporations now are using Pride Month to try to sell products. All right, fuck you too. Okay. Another beer.
Yes.
Apple gets a pass though because Tim Cook is gay. All right. Do you guys remember when Tim Cook came out? When Tim Cook came out, there was a huge headline in the financial press: CEO of Apple is gay. And then, like, by the next day, it kind of faded out of the news flow as if it wasn't news. Because it's not. Who fucking cares, okay? Who fucking cares? Why is that news? Oh, man. I don't know. I kind of like Ben Gay's approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like an old school company. They're like, Pride Month? We're not fucking doing shit. We been gay. All right. That's my pride stuff that I wrote this afternoon. Okay, I just want to go on record saying that I am not a taco truck in Spokane, Washington, okay? And I'm saying that because for the last 3 days, every day at 3 p.m., I've been getting 15 phone calls trying to order taco trucks, and all the numbers are from Spokane, Washington. So Spokane, Washington, if you're hearing me, I'm not a fucking taco truck, all right? I fucking love tacos, but I'm not a taco truck, okay? Low fucking ciento. Go somewhere else. I don't know. Indoor dining has been coming back in New York, and one of my friends from out of town recently asked me if I'm still eating outdoors, and I said no. But I got drunk the other night, and I fingered one. All right. Okay. I haven't cut my hair or my beard in 3 years, and I feel like I finally look like I belong to live in Brooklyn because I'm either a musician, homeless, or a Hasidic Jew. Okay, all right, not a good joke. Anyway, I hate white boy reggae, all right? I want to come on record and saying I hate white boy reggae, with the exception I love Sublime, all right? I do love Sublime, but if you go even one concentric circle outside of Sublime, fuck you, okay? Like, I think Slightly Stupid is really fucking stupid, all right? Cut the bullshit, you idiots, all right? I'm going to say the most embarrassing thing I ever did in my life. When I was 15 years old, when I was going through that weird hybrid punk hip-hop phase, I said, you know what? I'm going to order a dreadlock kit in the mail, okay? So I ordered a dreadlock kit in the mail, and me, white, dumb idiot, tried to grow dreadlocks, okay? Most embarrassing thing I ever done in my life. It didn't really work because look at this thin straw fucking falling out hair I got, all right? I wound up with like one little clump on the top of my head. It kind of looked like when your dog eats your girlfriend's hair and then shits out kind of like a fungi kind of hairball thing. Boom, right on the top. One day I went to the Guido Club. I was trying to pick up chicks. I had my brother's ID. Now you probably don't see me here. I'm 5'8". My brother's 6 foot. The doorman's like 6 foot. Maybe with that piece of shit sticking out of your fucking head. So I wound up not picking up any chicks that night. And not because of the doorman. He felt bad and let me in. It's because I had a piece of shit sticking out of my head, okay? I don't know. I'm gonna leave you with this. Do you remember that old joke from high school? It's a dumb, stupid joke. It's like, what do gay horses eat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, fuck that joke. I wrote a new joke, okay? What do straight horses eat?
What?
Hey. All right. That is what I got today. Thank you, boys, for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here, good sir. And here comes the jarring part. Thank you for being here, Matt. I appreciate it. Collen said he'll be in here for a few minutes for the talk show. And let's check out some comments before we move in. Dwayne said that trick was I don't think I can say that out loud. But he said, where's QAnon when you need them? Logan's watching. He said, wow, Hickory, that trick was sweet. Love the show. Logan, thanks for checking it out. We appreciate you having you here.
Wait, how old is Logan?
Logan is an adult. He's got to be
all right.
It's not my buddy. Oh, Mr. Doyle. Welcome to the show, good sir. Let me switch the overlay. There we go. Oh, boom.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Welcome.
Yo.
What's up,
I'm running late. I've been dealing with a little shit over here. How you doing?
And Jason commented in Alfalfa talking about Matt's hairstyle when he had the white dread. That's phenomenal.
Come on, he's cuter than Alfalfa. We all know that.
I was thinking in the 3 years you've been growing out your hair and beard, Matt, you've grown to look like a native Vermonter. You know, like the type of guy who cuts wood all day and drinks till he wakes up.
Or teaches at a liberal arts college.
Yes, but you'd have to you'd have to put some bandanas in the beard. I think get it. Yeah.
Oh, hold my beer.
This is called method acting right here. You know, if one wants to look like they chop wood and drink all night, one must. Oh, that's very nice.
Anyway, I was just reading a dissertation on the indigenous wood choppers of Rutland County.
Rutland County, we're at war now, bro.
And here comes the Vermont Law School with a job offer right here. There it comes.
We'll move right into the first topic of the evening. Hey, how have you been, Mr. Vita?
I've been good, man. I've been real good.
Things been well. Things opening back up in the city. You mentioned you got indoor dining.
Yeah, we got indoor dining. I'm bringing back one of my stand-up shows. One of the shows I produce actually next Tuesday will be my first indoor show. Yeah,
nice.
I'm back to doing a couple of gigs a week. I had a gig last Friday, got one this Friday, this Sunday, this Monday, this Tuesday. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling, baby.
Is there a capacity limit other than the fire capacity? Is it less than that, or is it full open?
Man, I don't ask questions. I just show up and do my thing.
Okay, that's fair.
We are, I think, 100% for clubs now.
I thought so. Yeah. I feel awesome. I feel like once people said 75, everyone was just like, all right, whatever, dude.
75, 100.
The second question was, can you talk about your latest project? And there's no pressure on this show to disclose anything that you don't need to disclose, but it was quite the project. As you said, I got to get up there and work some magic in the kitchen, which was super fun. I'm glad I got to meet people and see everything because you boys were involved in a hell of a production.
Yeah, no, we just wrapped principal production on a feature-length film, which we shot in 11 days. So I've not slept much. I broke my back. I literally broke my back doing it. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I get stuck now. If I sit down or if I take a shit and then I try to stand up, I get stuck in this position, almost like crackhead position. So I promise I haven't done any meth. I just made a feature-length film, and now I'm stuck.
Would the meth have been cheaper?
The meth would have been cheaper.
Well, it's just 11 days worth of it, I'm sure. That's a commitment, you know. Like to get meth head stuck, I assume it takes a couple months. I don't know. I'm more of a magic weight loss powder kind of guy myself, but. And Colin, you were involved in that project. What was your experience? You have a blast?
I had a blast. It was really fun to be able to work on something locally in Vermont, and then also be able to work on something here. So that was pretty special to be able to kind of bring both of New York and Vermont into like a similar, same project.
Oh, that's super cool.
It was a lot of fun. I'm doing all right. I think we all worked hard enough where I'm not having like the down blues. I'm actually enjoying like, the having this thing, wrapping this thing up, and yeah, it's been a really wonderful, awesome project.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys had fun. That's really cool. And it looks really cool. And
I started to see some footage review, and it's looking pretty dope. Really excited with how it's coming out. So, yeah. Next stop, the big fucking screen, baby.
Woo!
You hear that, AMC? All right.
Yeah, while your stock is riding to the moon, maybe you should help some of us up there too. A lot of us have been dying to go to the moon, but since Doge didn't make it, AMC.
I'm just willing to go into the atmosphere. Like I don't even have to follow you to the moon. Like just push me up a little bit.
GW had a saying. It was shoot for the moon. If you miss, at least you pushed me up a little bit.
So we'll move right in the first topic of the night. Previous segment has been how the drunk is this news. This one is how drunk is the news. USA Today ran a fake cover story last Saturday that I'm not going to lie, I saw it on my way home, and this is it. Hybrid babies born across the U.S. And they actually had this photo on it, and this was the actual cover of USA Today that was sitting on the shelf, which startled the hell out of me. I mean, he's kind of cute, like I've always wanted a cat with those ears. So I think like, the beautiful assistant kind of wants a baby. I kind of want another cat. If we got a baby like this, it'd be like splitting the difference.
Call him Baby Hellboy.
But yeah, they full on. This was a fake cover. They call it a wrap, I guess. USA Today's weekend print edition was wrapped in an advertisement mirroring the paper's front page, so it looks exactly the same. The ad was for Netflix's show Sweet Tooth that warned of human-animal hybrid babies. The real front cover was about rising immigration rates have affected a border town in Texas, because that's not important at all. You got to make that ad money while the getting's good.
Yeah, fuck Texas.
That's right.
Kyle, can you go back to that photo? Is that a big nipple on that kid's head, though?
He's got nubs. I also found this one. This was another photo that was in the advertisement. Yeah. With this guy with a suppressor with something wrapped around it that would clearly burn off after like 10 rounds. I'm not gonna lie. I like how much these guys don't research.
This is him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hickory. That's him in puberty. This is him with the baby Hellboys, and then fast forward, he's going to be a full stag. Looks like he has deer horns growing out of his head. When I saw this article, it was reminiscent of, and I don't know if you guys spent as much time in the grocery stores as I did growing up, but do you remember the National Enquirer? And do you remember Bat Boy?
Yeah.
Hey, I just
where's Bat Boy?
I actually pulled that up because I didn't know about this. It was actually the Weekly World News? The Weekly World News.
That was it. That was the one.
Published this beautiful photo of Bat Boy right here.
He was a good-looking kid too.
He was a reoccurring character. The beautiful assistant's brutal, and she said it already has my hairline. So I guess I could just put this photo right here in my wallet and check off the baby thing. Man, that was easy.
About the Charles Barkley ad that's right next to it.
Oh, for dicks?
Yeah,
that's a great one.
I feel like he's just gonna like go up and like palm the baby.
It is a little strange. I don't know what's my eyes catching more, this freakish baby or Charles Barkley. My eye is equally torn.
I'm gonna feel bad if that's not actually Charles Barkley.
I'm pretty sure it is, man. That's I don't know.
Now I feel racist.
That's the full one. So they had pictures of there's like a chimpanzee type human hybrid here. I'm not sure what the hell is going on with that kid. And this one has just like the nose of a fawn, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they had these headlines: hybrids, the greatest mystery of our lifetime. And General calls hybrids a threat to national security. Activists fight back.
I wanted to, why, if you're going to pick any fucking animal, first off, to have a hybrid kid with, why be a chimpanzee? Why regress evolution? Why don't you pick, like, I don't know, a
very good point. GW, fuck a dolphin. Fuck something that, has some ability that we don't have,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like a lion, or like a bear, something that would like give you a super strength or the ability to just like hang out naked in the Arctic, like anything that would be better than being a human, but like just being half deer, especially.
I think an alpaca would be better than a deer. like then you'd be able to like spit really well.
The horn thing is intriguing.
Jason comments and says a sheep, which is proof that if the hybrid thing worked, we'd have all sorts of sheep hybrids in Vermont already.
I was going to say, Jason just wants to fuck it.
You got to get the Velcro gloves out.
That's crazy. That's kind of like our modern day version. Remember War of the Worlds in the 1930s when they did that radio broadcast? And then
a little bit. That's actually a really, really good point. I also brought up.
Wait, are you telling this is not true? Are not kids growing horns on their heads? I'm confused now. Everyone knows I get my news here from the Drunken Under Quarantine show. So
to clarify, no, we did bring up Snopes because they are undoubtedly the best fact checkers on the planet. And they said, did USA Today run a front page ad with fake stories about hybrid babies? True. USA Today wrapped a weekend print edition in a full page ad resembling the paper's actual front page that included fake news stories about hybrid babies.
How fucking stupid are we as a society that we have to have Snopes go, oh, that was an advertisement for a TV show, even though there's a big word that says advertisement right on top. Because, fuck, if we didn't have that, people would think this was a true story and start fucking shooting grandma.
Dwayne commented, he said, old news, we have donkeys. Yeah, Dwayne, but they're not human hybrids.
Those would be burros.
We're working on it, Dwayne.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some guy out in a pasture right now just working his ass off trying to get one.
Wouldn't that be a weird donkey show, having a human donkey hybrid? Like, I would feel less guilty watching it, seeing the girl fucking donkey. If the donkey was also a dude, I mean, I would still pay my 5 pesos to watch it, but
I would only pay money if he was doing a good Eddie Murphy impression the whole time.
This reminds me of when Jim Brewer used to do Goat Boy. I was at a show one time with Brewer, and someone said Goat Boy. They screamed at him, Goat Boy, do Goat Boy. And he just lost it for 10 minutes and berated that guy, just saying what a dumb fuck that guy was and what a piece of shit he was. He's like, how's this for Goat Boy? You burned today on the beach, you fucking loser.
Dude, when I was in college the first time, I did an open mic, like a comedy open mic for the students. And this kid was like, oh, I want to do it. I'm like, okay, I'll sign you up. That's no problem. Got shit-faced, completely and utterly plastered, and tried doing a Jim Brewer impersonation.
Usually works for Hickory.
Yeah. Normally I'd be all over that shit, but it was so terrible. I just sat there going, what the fuck is this?
Dwayne commented, he said the sheep was Dolly a clone and they were placing ears on the backs of mice 30 years ago. I know, but those mice didn't have my hairline. Jason says bestiality is illegal in Vermont. But
it's only illegal if you get caught.
Exactly. It's not like that's ever stopped anybody from anything else. Redneck Life comments in and says, that Collen? Wasn't sure if GW pulled his voodoo on you, but good way to be a team player. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Thank you, Redneck Life.
Brutal shot from the crowd, but
damn.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you for watching the show, Redneck Life. That's awesome. You guys got anything else you want to lay down on human hybrid babies before we move along?
Well, I just want to say that. Do you remember when Lisa almost had sex with Screech, and she's like, "I'll do it when worms have ears." So then Screech glued some human ear pictures onto a worm. Thank you.
I forgot about that.
That just reminded me of Scrooge, where they're talking about the mice and trying to get the little antlers on it. Apparently, during the thing, Bill Murray was like, just staple the ears on. And, all right.
Fun fact, Charles Dickens was also trying to get laid when he did that.
Redneck Life commented and said, it's Nick, by the way. Apparently, that's my son's account. Okay. That's fine.
What up?
We'll have you on the program, Nick.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be like another YouTube channel about, Redneck Life.
Yeah.
I was excited that we got more visitors.
But speaking of human-animal hybrids, we'll next talk about a woman who has a mild horse face, moving right into AOC and her poor abuela, which I probably pronounced wrong. Sorry, was that an awful segue?
I know I'm long in the face.
Am I? She makes more than me. I'm allowed to make those jokes. So the story is that after Ocasio-Cortez reveals the squalid conditions of her abuela's home, Matt Walsh started a viral GoFundMe to go help, and which is pretty funny. Matt Walsh says, as you've heard, AOC's abuela is living in a dilapidated home that was ravaged by Hurricane Maria. AOC is unable to help her own grandma for whatever reason, so I set up this GoFundMe campaign to save her home. Please give if you can. Mash Walsh, I will kick off things by donating $499, which happens to be the cost of a monthly lease payment for a Tesla. I challenge Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, and Jeremy Boring to match this donation. Together, we could change the world. Then Jeremy Boring said, I'll do my part and make a Tesla Model 3 lease payment to help AOC grandma fix her roof. Will you, real Candace Owens? Will you, Steven Crowder? Will you, Charlie Kirk? So to Michael Knowles. So great. See, people were stepping up to save AOC's abuela's ancestral home since the wealthy congresswoman can't be bothered to help. $499 for me. I nominate Adam Carolla, Dan McGingo, Elon Musk to keep the momentum going. Ben Shapiro. I donated $499, the monthly lease payment for a Tesla, to help AOC's grandmother fix her home. I challenge Glenn Beck, Steven Crowder, and Clay Travis to do the same. Let's heal the world. To which Candace Owens replies, I'm in. $499 pledged to Candace, from Candace to AOC's grandmother so that she can live like her granddaughter lives while blaming Trump. And then Jeremy brought up, help abuela. And to which AOC responds, you don't even have a concept for the role that first-gen firstborn daughters play in their families. My abuela is doing okay. But instead of only caring for mine and letting others suffer, I'm calling attention to the systemic injustices you seem totally fine with in having a U.S. colony. Matt Walsh responded, shameful that you live in luxury while allowing your own grandmother to suffer in these squalid conditions. This is probably my favorite troll I've seen so far because it was a nice troll. You know what I mean? like, yeah, they were taking pot shots at her, but only because they were throwing up $500 a piece, which I felt like it was like a roast, you know. It was for a good cause, but it you know, they got to get their dig in.
Who gets to keep the Tesla?
Well, that's the joke, is that AOC got the Tesla 3, and so they were saying that, hey, if you just gave up your Tesla, you could save your grandma.
You know, what's funny to me is that I love the $499 is this now $500 is just diluted to the price of a Tesla, you know, payment. I'm pretty sure I could get a Tesla payment for less than $499. I don't know, but until I do, I'm not paying for anybody's Nona or anybody until Collen has a Tesla. Y'all gonna have to wait on those payments. You know what I'm saying? Collen needs the autopilot from here to Vermont before Grandma does. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Matt? You think this was like the greatest troll? Or
I think it's kind of cute. I think it's real cute. You know, I would have maybe donated $234, which was the payment on my Tacoma. All right.
That's fair. Dwayne said, "Fuck trolls. I like ogres."
Well, Dwayne, I've been called an ogre before.
Don't make GW take off a shirt. Don't reveal another shirt.
Oh. Ogre, I don't even know her.
I want to know, wouldn't you have moved your grandmother by now? Like, sorry, I just saw Jason's comment.
He said, "Collen, you're dressed like you could get it cheaper."
Crowd's on fire tonight,
dude. They're burning it up.
That's what I'm saying, baby. I'll take an old roadster. I don't need the best. All right. I'll take the 2015.
But I mean, I would have moved my grandmother if, like, oh hey, you live in like, I have a fucking townhouse. like I fucking move her into your place. Yeah. She's still a U.S. citizen. It's not like she needs to get a fucking passport. All she needs is a goddamn driver's license to go from Puerto Rico to Washington, D.C.
Well, this is the thing. If I'm in Puerto Rico, right, no matter what type of stupid nonsense comes out of my mouth, like bring me back to the States, right, don't let me do it, okay? Keep me in Puerto Rico. I'll be a much happier person there.
Oh, yeah.
And the house that she has, despite the disrepair, it looks like it's nice. It looks like Grammy's in like a fucking dope Puerto Rican beach house. That, you know, like with the Shapiro money, I don't know, maybe they put an inside bar or something.
Why doesn't her grandmother, I don't know, have insurance? Shouldn't insurance be taking care of this shit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a question for the insurance companies.
That's a good question. The part that bothered me was that AOC referred to Puerto Rico as a colony. And I'm like, but they had the chance to vote to be a state and they said no. Like, wasn't that just like 5 or 6 years ago?
And it's technically not a colony, it's a territory.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, get your shit straight. You're going to represent the people.
That is kind of funny, though, to call that a colony versus a territory.
It's not like we walked over and took over Puerto Rico, man.
Yeah.
No, we just
think about it. They act like we did nothing for them. Look at all the fucking paper towels Donald Trump gave them. All right? I don't want to hear you blah, blah, blah. But I saw him doing the 3-point shot with the paper towels. All right?
Yeah, look at all the warehouses of supplies that are just stored up for the rich people over there.
Yeah, come on.
While poor AOC is well as just roughing it in her beach house. Poor thing.
I've always felt bad for Puerto Rico. Because if you go back to the Spanish-American War, we originally wanted Cuba as our territory, and they're like, no, this is too important. So we're like, all right, we'll take Puerto Rico, and it has been the ugly stepsister ever since. Like,
it must suck to come second to Cuba, right? Like,
yeah.
I'd be pretty bummed. That's like being the like worse than the redheaded stepchild. You know,
hey, watch it now.
But,
Sorry,
like I think undeniably, I think Cuba and Puerto Rico are both more beautiful than probably anything we have on the continental United States.
Probably.
So it's kind of like they're a territory. We don't really help them, but they're undeniably better than location.
It's better than Boise, Idaho.
I would say so. Given the choice between the Puerto Rican coral reef and Idaho.
So to wrap this one up, we got the update. Matt Walsh said, update. Someone in AOC Abuela's family told GoFundMe that she won't take the money. Even though AOC previously claimed that her grandma was in dire straits and it was all Donald Trump's fault. AOC still hasn't acknowledged this effort or thanked us. Here's the email from GoFundMe. GoFundMe says, funds have been raised on our behalf. It is standard practice to turn off donations, then refund all donors they don't accept. We recommend posting an update on the fundraiser to let donors know that they'll be fully refunded within the next couple of days. They'll also receive an automatic message from GoFundMe informing them of the refund. They'll get 100% of their donation back 3 to 7 business days after refunds are issued. Please let us know if you have any questions regards GoFundMe. They do say that hashtag Help Abuela raised $104,153 in less than 12 hours.
Holy shit.
They raised over double their goal in 12 hours. He disabled new donations on Friday night, and a spokesperson for GoFundMe confirmed to Fox News that the beneficiary did not want to accept the money and that all the donors will be refunded. Ocasio-Cortez's office did not immediately respond to Fox News requests for comment, which doesn't surprise me.
Can we start a GoFundMe for me to buy a house?
Yeah, we should probably do that. And just, we'll take a picture of you like in a shack. Be like, this is where GW lives. Please donate.
The Model S is $124,000. So actually, Nona ain't getting a Model S. She could get the Model S or the Model X, but the Model 3, no, that ain't gonna happen. We file a little short. I do like the idea of just taking the $100,000 and being like, hey, Ben Shapiro, thanks for the money, but I'd rather suffer in Puerto Rico than take your cash. Thanks.
I was going to say, they also offered to let her use the money to distribute to other families if she so chose. And they still
or a charity would have been a good thing. But, hey, sometimes spite's the best answer, right?
Amen.
Fuck your nose. I'm going to spite my face.
We'll move right into the next one. We're going to do Big Tech Talk. Twitter admits that they like to violate human rights and ban someone for making fun of some idiot from CNN. We got this fun article. Twitter ban in Nigeria over deleting president's tweet condemned by the U.S. and the EU. So they say the U.S. and the European Union voiced concern over Nigeria's decision to indefinitely ban Twitter after the U.S. social media giant deleted a tweet from the president's account for violating its rules. Doesn't it sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? International human rights groups have also condemned the move, which followed previous attempts by the government of Africa's most populous country to regulate social media. Nigerian telecoms operators complied with the government directive Friday to suspend access to Twitter indefinitely. The diplomatic missions of the EU, US, Britain, Canada, and Ireland issued a joint statement late Saturday condemning the ban. Banning systems of expression is not the answer, it said. Precisely the moment when Nigeria needs to foster inclusive dialogue and expression of opinions. Yeah, as well as share vital information in this time of the COVID-19 pandemic. The path to a more secure Nigeria lies in more, not less communication, it added. More than 39 million Nigerians have a Twitter account, according to the NOI polls, public opinion, blah, blah, blah. The platform played an important role in public discourse in the country with hashtags, hashtag bring back our girls, after Boko Haram kidnapped 276 girls in 2014, which I'm sure did a lot of help, and hashtag end SARS during an anti-police brutality protest last year. What rang funny for me is that some of these quotes that in their statement is the path to a more secure Nigeria lies in more, not less communication, which means that Twitter has the exact opposite stance for every other country than the U.S., right? How many people has Twitter banned in the U.S.?
Too many.
Like millions of them, right?
I don't have a Twitter, but if I was on it, I'd probably be banned.
Yeah.
No, you'd be fine. Me, on the other hand, if I actually use Twitter for what
You'd be like, this son of a bitch is more left than Gandhi. Fucking get him off this platform.
Manassas Venezuela said, I hope I pronounced that right. I mean, no offense. I'm really bad with names. I mean, I'd give AOC my kidney if she asked, so I'm not shocked. Help Abuela popped off. Lol. Yeah, I would like to see the breakdown on it and see if anybody see like the aisle sides to which donated. Because all the high profile tweets for the Tesla payment were definitely on the right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But anyways, back to Twitter. The fact that Twitter condemned this as a human rights violation to ban Twitter would mean that Twitter is committing a human rights violation anytime they ban an individual, right?
No.
No?
Here's the thing. When it happens in a different country, it's a human rights violation. When it happens in ours, it's political discourse.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Coming up with the good points. Oh, go GW.
Some of the other funny parts in this article where they're talking about misinformation. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through Twitter, went through the war, will treat them in the language they understand, the president posted on Twitter. The presidency denied late on Saturday that Twitter's suspension was a response to the removal of the post. There's been a litany of problems with the social media platform in Nigeria, which happens to be a common sentiment among the U.S. as well, where misinformation and fake news spread through it and had real-world violent consequences, which is the reason that they banned Twitter. Twitter said it was, quote, deeply concerned by the blocking of Twitter in Nigeria. They said access to free and hashtag open internet is an essential human right in modern society. We'll work to restore all access to all those in Nigeria who rely on Twitter to communicate and connect with the world. Hashtag keep it on, the company said in the statement. So in theory, they're using a tweet to spread a message where their tweets don't go anywhere. Right? Like hashtag keep it on. Like nobody in Nigeria is going to see that, so it doesn't matter.
I have a serious question,
Please,
guys.
And I'm sure you have a serious answer. Here it comes.
How many Nigerian princes are giving away $1 million on Twitter?
That's a very good question.
Is it 3 of them now, or 4? 4?
I used to deal in as Hickory says, my Muggle life. I used to deal with Nigerian princes all the time, and there's way more than 3.
They all went broke. They went broke in the early 2000s, GW.
Because they gave all the way money to people like you, G-Dubs.
Everything is locked up, and they need a certain amount of money to get it free, and they'll give me a percentage of it.
No, well, the problem is they, they had all these tweets, but they had no NTFs. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit, be diluted, but it happens.
What was the tweet? Does anyone know what the tweet was?
Yeah, he basically said, shit, what did he say? It was right here. So, yeah, right. Sorry. Pull that up. So, right there, he had said,
what do you say, free Abuela?
Nope. He said, those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language they understand. Which might have some crazy deep meaning in Nigeria, but that sounds like, I don't know, a
sounds like a Donald Trump conversation right there. It's like, look, I don't care what language you're supposed to be speaking. We're going to speak the language that they understand clearly. We're going to speak the language they speak. Doesn't matter if we don't speak it anymore. They're going to understand.
Which, speaking of which, considering denying internet access is a basic human right violation, I seem to remember this. Twitter permanently suspends President Donald Trump while he's still in fucking office.
Look, you know what's crazy to me is like I have functioned fairly well in this world without Twitter. I remember the first time I got on Twitter and I was like, I opened up Twitter and there was nothing. There was zero content. And it's like, oh, you have to follow other people. And I was like, too much work. I'm done. I don't ever have to tweet or spend any more time on Twitter than I already have. This is boring. Never tweeted again. If I want the New York Times, yes, some people get the New York Times through Twitter. You know where I get the New York Times from? The New York Times. You know what I mean?
Go to their website.
I don't need Twitter to facilitate my exposure to information. You know what I mean?
Twitter is fucking stupid. And I agree with Collen completely. My first tweet was, "This is a complete and utter waste of time."
Never tweet it again.
Which is probably the truest statement ever said on Twitter. Although I will say that Jack Dorsey is trying to pull off a Matt Vita impression when I see him talk before Congress now. Like, have you guys seen that dude? He's got this big burly beard and he looks like he's trying to do Gandalf.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, except with like no fucking energy. So it's like, you shall not pass.
That's so Vita. That's so Vita. No matter.
And
who the fuck is this me? How the fuck am I the guy? No energy on Congress.
But I wanted to move on to the second part of this Twitter story. Something a little more lighthearted and fun. Twitter suspends former Treasury Secretary official after he compared Brian Stelter to the Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Now,
comparison. Come on.
Which I had never put together myself until I saw this side-by-side photo that the Daily Caller was kind enough to put together for us. And, it really got the same eyes. I feel like we should probably send this photo over to Pierre's podcast, right? G-Dubs, The Kink, and see what they think about this one.
Oh, yeah, you get a whole lot of kink out of that.
Yeah, it's two people who, the guys who host that podcast, both Pierre and Miss Rebecca, would. I'd like to hear their opinions on, if he would make a good Gimp. Because I don't know. I just assume that being a mouthpiece for CNN, he would. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, because here's the thing.
Do I need to full screen you? I felt like this was like a full screen moment.
No.
Okay. I got excited. I was like, oh, G-Dub's going in.
No, here's the thing. He gets rammed in the ass. In Pulp Fiction, the Gimp started to fuck Ving Rhames' character. I can't remember. For the life of me, I'm forgetting.
Now the Quentin Tarantino,
Yeah. He starts fucking Ving Rhames. So there's no way Brian Seltzer has enough nutsack to actually fuck somebody in the ass. He, on the other hand, looks like he has been fucked in the ass. That's it.
Okay, that's fair. Matt,
fuck
what do you
Brian
think?
Seltzer and his orchestra.
Would you rather hang out with Brian Stelter or the Gimp?
The Gimp.
They both scare me.
Yeah, but at least under the Gimp mask, he's like a normal, kind human being.
What makes you think that?
Well, I mean, I can imagine compared to Stelter, who's just a shell of a human being.
Well, what about when he zips his face off? Like in every improv scene that's ever taken place. Like, I'm actually Walt Disney.
Oh.
Do you think he's a lizard person under there? Or that's what I'm really hoping. I'm hoping that we find out that like these people are lizard people.
He might be a lizard person, but we're going to have to wait till next week's US Weekly to find out.
Yeah. USA Today, front page news on Saturday. Brian Stelter takes off the Gimp mask. Is actually a lizard person.
Actually a lizard.
Oh, that sounds phenomenal.
Can we talk about the more hyper thing of saying, fuck improv?
I agree, but I don't. Let's move on. Colin, Matt, how do you feel about that? Are you guys improv fans?
Nah.
I feel like we just cornered two actors, GW. It was like a drunk magician and a straight comic.
I'm wearing my soul caption from the People's Improv Theater, GW.
This is me fist fucking improv right here. Right? I love it. I love it.
I love good improv, but there's not a lot of good improv. So I'll say that.
No, I didn't mean like watching. I meant
good
like
improv.
You participating.
I do. I do participate.
You do enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I coach improv. I do improv.
I think it would be fun if I were with the right group, but that's never happened to me.
I would do a little zip, zap, zap. All right, zip.
Zap.
All right.
Which we all know is the crux of improv. It does not get any better than zip, zap, zop. That's when we're doing zip, zap, zop. We're at the top of our comedic ability.
It's all downhill after that.
Great improv, when it's done well, is euphoric and unlike probably anything else. Because unlike stand-up, like I love stand-up and I've always done stand-up. The reason I've done a lot of improv, but the reason like I don't attempt to make a career in improv is you have to be so fucking brilliant. These people are so much smarter than me. I was part of a Manhattan improv team, and we had to do one day a game where we all said bones in the human body, and we just went around and said the bones. And I was like, femur! And I was like, femur! I got no more bones. I don't know, finger bones, skull. I mean, fuck me, you know, and you got people and you're like, were you a doctor? You know what I mean? Like, how do you know every single bone in the human body? You know what
They're
I
out
mean?
there like C1, C2, T1, T2.
Lower lumbar 3, lower lumbar 4. Yeah, you know. But I think improv at its best is an incredibly exciting, fun experience. And unfortunately, like I've been saying in Vermont, we've done some improv. We've had some improv at the shows. But the really like tight teams are people who spend a lot of time in it, and you really only see like great improv coming out of like New York, Chicago, Boston. Not to shit on the smaller like what we would call like the road scene, but like the strong improv acts, the second cities and stuff like that have cultivated the best talent. UCB, Pitt. These are where these guys come from. SNL. These are where these guys make these transitions into film and are fucking outrageously funny. Some of them do the stand-up scene, but most of them are coming from basically an improv point of view.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Fuck improv.
Matt, we're not keeping you too late, right? I want to get that out before we move into the last one. You're good on time.
I've got an improv show at 9:30, but I'm good till then.
Matt, I love you. I'll say it.
You know what? Also, fuck Jazz and Coltrane and Duke Ellington and fucking hacks like Stan Getz. Fuck them.
GW, I used to run. So I actually started an improv, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. But I used to run an improv show that I think even you could get behind. It was called the Intergalactic Improv Battle, and it was every Saturday night, once a month, at the People's Improv Theater. And I would get like 25 improvisers on a stage, and then basically I'd have the audience vote people off of the show, and I would decimate and fucking shit on them and make fun of everybody as they were getting voted off.
So it's like a roast improv?
It was roast improv, which goes against the exact ethos of improv. But
yeah, see, now you got my interest.
And I would dig something like that.
It made a lot of people cringe, but I loved it.
Speaking of things that GW likes, we're going to talk about Skittles. This week in poor marketing, or should I say pandering, Skittles releases white pride Skittles because the only rainbow that matters in June is the rainbow flag. So this was another Skittles actually did this last year. GW and I talked about it before the show, and I can't remember if we talked about this shit last year. But basically, they Skittles released there wasn't a good picture there. A white package, and it says during Pride only one rainbow matters. It's got a heart, and there's a little picture of just the white Skittles. So not only can you not tell what flavor you are consuming, but you end up with stuff like this where you get a shelf tag that says Skittles White Pride on it. but so this one were LGBTQ Skittles labeled White Pride. An unfortunately old photograph reemerged online in June 2021, LGBTQ Pride Month in the U.S. and other countries. The claim, while Skittles designed to celebrate LGBTQ Pride were labeled Skittles White Pride in the UK supermarket, as shown in a widely shared photograph. The rating is a mixture. The photograph was authentic. However, the Skittles White Pride shelf label is the result of an isolated oversight rather than a radically charged corporate expression of white supremacy on the part of SPAR, the supermarket chain, or Mars, which makes Skittles. That wasn't the part that bothered me. The part that bothered me was like, what a pander. Like, it just bugs me how every single company, and to be honest, to be funny, I thought about making a rainbow Drunken and Under Quarantine show logo, but it was going to take way more time than I have to put into the show. What do you guys feel about companies pandering like that, especially when you know that a company doesn't really care?
I want to say, I love my brothers and sisters who are homosexual and all parts of the rainbow. Like lesbian seagulls, let your colors fly.
Oh, what a throwback.
You are important to me. I love, like, one of my best friends is gay. And as I say that, it sounds exactly like one of my best friends is black. And I realize that. Like I don't care who you stick your dick in. I don't care who you allow to lick your beef. If it's not me, that's cool. That's not your thing. I get that. There has been a lot of people that have turned me down in life. Now, I think my LGBT brothers and sisters should be furious with the corporate overlords deciding that their lifestyle is perfect for the month of June. Like if anything, they want to be normal, right? Am I wrong with saying that? They want to be treated normally.
Although you got to be careful because the word normal is offensive now.
Well, they want to be treated like everyone else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think that, it's funny because I actually saw a thing that, like, the social commentary, the current social commentary being used by advertisers in a very strategic way is being exploited, right? For instance, AT&T and American Airlines have both said that they support Gay Pride Month, right? While simultaneously supporting Mitch McConnell, who's actively working against the equality bill that actually helps protect the entire gay community, right? So if you're actually saying that you support something, then you actually should be getting behind that cause and using your political dollars to be supporting that change if that's something you support. I have gay friends who have told me that they don't care about Chick-fil-A stance because they say they're unapologetically where they're at, and they say that they don't like gay people, and they say, well, that's where they're at. When someone says that they say that they are supporting this movement and they're not, they're actually paying for lobbyists and politicians that are affecting litigation that works against this community, then that's like a really shitty, disgusting form of advertising, right? As far as the white Skittle, I have no idea how they thought the white Skittle encompassed the rainbow unless they're trying to bring in like color theory of being like, we all know that white is all colors through a pigment that needs to be split, man. You ever seen Dark Side of the Moon, right? It's like, what are you talking about here? Is it not Pink, Dark Side of the Moon? What's the other one? What's the prison? Pink Floyd.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon.
I was always too fucked up to appreciate the album cover. But the point is,
sorry.
What's the comment?
Manasa commented and she said $20 is that marketing choice was made by a straight white Neanderthal who drives a Volvo.
100%. 100%. It's like, have we tried pandering to the gay community? We also give money to Mitch McConnell.
He doesn't drive a Volvo. He drives a Volkswagen.
Oh, speaking of
this is the people's cause, the Volkswagen.
Speaking of pandering companies, here we go. This is a good example of how companies like to pander, right? We got Volkswagen News. This is the U.S. outlet for Volkswagen.
You don't have
right
a company that has ever cared more about the humanity of the planet than Volkswagen.
We got a beautiful rainbow
Sans the Holocaust. Okay?
pride logo right there. You ready? Volkswagen Middle East. No rainbow to be seen. Not a mention of Pride Month. Yeah, that's like one of the best examples because there's many of those on Twitter where you can go through and see their different branches. Oh yeah, it was. I could have pulled up 100 pages, but we don't have time for that. I just thought Volkswagen was the funniest ones because the fact that Volkswagen's pretending to give a shit about human rights is hysterical on its own front.
Here's the thing: in the United States,
it says that
I care about. In the United States, I care about gay rights. It's something to me that I think that they should be as miserable as straight people. If I go to the Middle East, I feel the exact same way, and of course, then I get killed. That's why I don't go to the Middle East.
Yeah, avoid that place. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that when they legalized gay marriage, I was like, they really went the wrong way on this. They should have just made straight marriage illegal.
Exactly.
This was our perfect opportunity to just abolish the whole thing, turn it back to the church, and then maybe we just come up with a partner contract for the legal stuff. And then
I would take a civil union.
Yeah, and that way I don't have to pretend that I give a shit about the 100 years old tradition of Christians getting married because I don't. I literally signed a piece of paper so that my wife can make medical conditions if I get hit by a Skittles truck.
Okay, I had to sign that dog. Okay, I'm fucking brain dead. All right, the beautiful assistant can say, "Get this fucking stage lions off the stage. He's unconscious. He's bleeding." All right.
She's like, we need insurance for all the pets, and I need it too in case this beautiful stage tiger mauls the shit out of me. And I'm like, okay, I'll sign it. Beautiful assistant.
Well, and that's my problem. My wife and I aren't legal.
No.
No.
You're like a Mormon relationship.
Yeah.
She's like your second or third wife.
Don't tell her that.
Sorry, we watched a lot of Seeking Sister Wives. Which,
number 3 in the playbook, number 1 in your hearts.
Speaking of, by the way, TLC, if you were looking to start a show called Seeking Brother Husbands, this guy, I would love a guy that could also mow the lawn and do other stuff around the house. Take some of the burden off me. That would be great. Matt, what about you? What was you got any panders that stick out to you in Pride Month that you're just like, why is this company pretending to care about people?
I think every single one, man. It just reads very disingenuous to me, and it just reads very exploitive. I just think it's pretty ridiculous. And the Skittles one is just so off the mark. Like it was taste of rainbow. It was rainbow. Like, how do you?
Yeah, and the 1 month you're not the rainbow is Rainbow Month.
it's just like I don't know. Everyone's an idiot these days.
It's like, hey man, we're gonna play an opposite world.
There's a master class right now that I've seen advertised on Facebook. It's 2 of the biggest advertising gurus out there who did the Got Milk and everything. And he's like, when Doritos decided to do the multicolored chips for Pride Month, they created that. There was one advertising agency who started this quote social commentary, and it was in California. And he's like, that was our opportunity to allow social commentary into the marketplace. And it's like the last fucking place there should be social commentary is in the marketplace. Like, if I want Cool Ranch Doritos, just sell me Cool Ranch Doritos. Don't try to pretend that you're some fugazi, LGBTQT supporter. You're not. You're just trying to, like Matt said, exploit people. Give us a break. You know what I mean? It's like such a shallow attempt at like actually trying to help any of this out.
It killed me. One that really bugged me was when the Georgia voter bill got passed, and everybody was claiming that it was suppressive and all that, and Major League Baseball said, "Oh, we got some wiener."
Yes,
yeah, we got a wiener looking at dude's face. when the MLB said we're going to pull the All-Star game out of Georgia and we're going to drop it in Atlanta because we care about voter suppression and we care about minorities. What they also did doing that move was they took the All-Star game out of a majority minority county and dropped it into a county that's 78% white. So it was like, hey, we're trying to virtue signal, but anybody who looks into this is going to realize that we're just moving it to a more wealthy neighborhood.
So nobody ever thinks about the consequences of the consequences. You know, everyone is just looking for the fucking gold star and don't think about the consequences of their actions. So,
agreed.
Here's my thing: when Coca-Cola
took the Coke out,
okay, buddy. When Coca-Cola and Pepsi agree on the same exact thing, we have a problem.
I think one thing they do, the one thing that Coke tried to agree with, sir, was try to be less white.
Yeah.
No, you don't think we're trying over here, Coca-Cola? Fuck you, all right?
Yeah, I don't think magicians have. That's not a thing I think about. I'm just a magician.
Take that note, adjust it, all right?
Yeah. Now, if you come up with a can that says "try to be less magic," I'm coming after you, sons of bitches.
Okay, buddy.
Oh,
okay,
God.
buddy.
God, I'm getting kind of turned on. That means it might be time to go.
I'm looking at a half a bottle of Cavatier here.
You guys got anything you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
I just want to say, sorry I couldn't be at the beginning of the show, but great to see you guys. Matt, thanks for joining the program as always. Good to see you, brother.
You as well.
We got a show this Saturday night at the Mill, 8 p.m. We got a fucking all-star lineup, a lot of great comics. It's going to be 10 acts and totals. Hickory's going to be there. GW is going to be there. I'm going to be there. Vicky Ferentino is going to be coming back. We're just excited to see her. We got a burlesque performance from Evening Out. She's going to be singing, stripping. It's going to be a lot of fun. So doors will open around 7:30. Show starts at 8. And hope to see you guys all there.
Awesome. We're excited about that. And also a quick shout out to the Mountain Times for writing a dope article about both the comedy club. Vita, you were mentioned in it. You should check that out. And they gave a sick shout out to the show. So thank you, Mountain Times.
Thank
Very
you
well
for
done.
watching.
Yes. And everybody, thanks for watching. Nick, thank you for going rogue and hopping on YouTube. We appreciate that. Manasa, thank you for watching. Jason and Dwayne and Logan and everybody else who came out tonight. This is a really fun show. I had a great time. Matt, thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you for having me, boys. Always a pleasure.
I hope your back feels better soon. Feels soon
Thank you.
better. Same thing.
Me too. Better. Hope.
Foley Kills the Podcast, episode 5, dropped on Monday.
Yeah. And next Monday, because this clip will be right before then.
Episode 6.
Go check out Foley Kills the Podcast at just search GW Foley on
Facebook or YouTube.
Or you can find them on Facebook and find the link there because it's.
I think you can actually look up Foley Kills the Podcast.
Oh, okay.
And
Nice.
it should pop up.
Good.
In a Google bar.
And of course, you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Parler. I put up a ton of content on YouTube, and I was at 96 subs right when I hopped on. So please, if you're still watching, go over. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over there because I'm at 98 subs. So if you could go over there, 2 more to 100, and that's the first big mile marker on my way to internet stardom. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of ridiculous content. There's gameplay over there. There's some reaction videos, and there's some reviews. I'm doing the Summer of Seltzer, where I'm reviewing hard seltzers. We just filmed some in a pool, so that's going to be really fun to switch up the format. It was just me in a vest and a tie with no shirt, hanging out in the pool, drinking seltzer, doing reviews. It was kind of ridiculous. I tried the whole Mike's Hard Lemonade line of seltzer, and I'm not gonna lie, they were not the worst ones I've had so far. So That was pretty good.
I have
Anyways.
a friend in one of those commercials. Maybe we'll do a review and have him come on the program and talk about the Mike's commercials.
That would be fun. So please follow GW at Foley Kills, Matt Vita at Big Dog NY1, at Collen at Woolen Comedy Club, and at Collen D. You can always, of course, find me at Hickory TDAU on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Parler, TikTok, because I've been doing a few more of those. Yeah, give some Predator some love, even though he's got eyes made of brick. That's scary. And thank you guys for hanging out. Of course, remember to please stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, in these trying times, stay fucking sane. Don't kill your neighbor. And credits.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.